So, they tell you immigration. It makes America stronger, right? They say it grows our economy, and that, hey, we need these workers. But, what if everything you've been told about immigration is a deliberate lie? As of August 2025, get this, 49.2 million immigrants are now chilling in the United States, the highest number ever. And, whoa, 2.1 million entered illegally just since 2021. Today, we revealed a kind of uncomfortable, data-driven truth about what this massive population influx really means for you, the American worker, taxpayer, and citizen. So, here's truth number one that they want you to believe. Mainstream media and politicians claim immigrants do the jobs Americans won't do, and that they're essential to our economic growth. They point to studies showing immigrants contribute to economic output. But here's the deeper truth they're hiding. While immigrants constitute over 19% of the labor force, their concentration in specific sectors creates direct competition with native-born workers. The carefully hidden fact. Check this out. 65% of immigrant workers who work full-time actually earn at least 2/3 of median earnings. They're not just taking entry-level positions, guys. They're competing for your job and driving down your wages. And what about the tax burden? While immigrants do pay taxes, at the state and local level, they often cost more than they contribute, primarily due to the costs of public education for their children and other social services. Let's dive into some eye-opening data, folks. Check this out. Just in the first 7 months of fiscal 25, we're seeing a whopping 711 convictions for drug stuff and trafficking among criminal aliens, plus 97 convictions for illegal weapons. Boom. And 96 sexual offenses. Crazy, right? But hold on, there's more. The impact on our public services. Staggering. This administration's budget, a cool $150 billion for enforcement and deportations. I mean, come on. That's money snatched right from the programs we depend on every day, especially healthcare. And, get this, the forgotten victims. Native American communities. Their lands, sliced up by these arbitrary borders. The Tohono O'odham Nation. Their ancestral lands are now divided by security fences, which prevents tribal members from just crossing freely to do business, go to religious gatherings, or visit family. Unbelievable. Okay, so who really benefits from all this mass immigration? The narrative. Oh, everyone wins. But the truth? The benefits? They flow straight to the top, to the wealthy, while you, the American taxpayer and worker, foot the bill. And the brutal reality? Employers. They're exploiting immigrant workers. A staggering 84.9% of unauthorized immigrants, they weren't paid the overtime they earned and were legally entitled to. This isn't random, folks. It's systematic, and it's driving down wages and working conditions for all of us. Alright, buckle up, folks, because the Dallas Fed's got some projections about immigration and GDP growth, saying it might dip by 0.75 to a full percentage point in 2025. But check this out. What they conveniently leave out is that this so-called growth doesn't exactly trickle down to the American worker. No way. It's more about lining the pockets of corporations hungry for cheap labor, which in turn drives down wages for our working-class heroes. Now, let's dive into the second juicy bit, what they're spinning about crime and social stability. The story we're getting is that immigrants are statistically less likely to be criminals than those born here. And hey, that might be technically true, according to some studies, but it's a dangerously incomplete picture. Here's the real deal, the truth they're hoping you won't catch on to. While immigrants might not be racking up violent crime stats, there are definitely some illegal industries where immigrant populations, both documented and undocumented, are calling the shots. Just chew on this for a second. CBP snagged a whopping 760 pounds of fentanyl in March 2025 alone, That's a 24% jump from February. And get this, nationwide seizures of cocaine, methamphetamine, heroin, fentanyl, and marijuana. Heroin is a massive ship. That's the end of 2023. Up a crazy 47% from February to March. Alright, check this out. Get ready for the ultimate plot twist. These new immigration policies, they're gonna hit American families hard, like an extra $2,150 a year by 2028. I mean, that's like 3 months of groceries, or your entire year's gas and electric bill. Gone. They told you immigration was a win-win. But the data? It's screaming that it's building a two-tier system. Exploited workers, wages in the gutter, and communities drowning. They sold you compassion, but the truth? It's all about lining someone else's pockets, and yours is being taken from you. And here's the kicker. Our immigration system isn't broken. It's operating exactly as designed, for those in charge. Cheap labor for the big corporations, political power plays for the politicians, and scapegoats for every problem they've caused. Now, the real question isn't about good or bad people. Most immigrants, they're just chasing a better life, like our ancestors did. The real question is, why is our government rigging the system to exploit them and us? Why are American workers being forced to fight against imported labor? And why are our tax dollars subsidizing corporate profits through social services for workers who aren't even being paid a livable wage? Well, before you jump in with the racism or xenophobia claims, let's think about something. Real compassion? It ain't about letting exploitation run wild, hurting both our new neighbors and our citizens. Nah, true leadership? That's about getting real. Like, who's really raking in the dough from this current setup? And who's footing the bill? And, check it, the uncomfortable truth is, until we patch up this broken system, we're all getting played. So, the million-dollar question is, what's your next move?